Halfback pass to Mike Sherrard made it 20-0 in the second quarter. And by the time Sherrard caught his second touchdown of the day from Phil Simms in the third, it was 34-7 and effectively over. Mark Rippon had a quiet return at quarterback for the Skins, but it was the lack of defence that really killed them.
We obviously got our ass kicked today.
The Eagles needed a win to stay ahead of the Giants in the NFC East, but the Bubby Brister era got off to a shaky start. Not only was he intercepted twice, but both picks were by defensive linemen, Richard Dent getting the first one there. Dave Wanstead has brought new aggression to the Bears, and they harassed Brister all day. Randall Cunningham isn't expected back from his broken leg now until the playoffs, although if that's the best Bubby can do, that may be academic. Jim Harbaugh hoisted a 32-yarder for Curtis Conway's first ever touchdown catch, and although Chicago lost receiver Wendell Davis for the season with a knee injury, the defense did enough to win. So far, they've conceded a league-low 59 points, and the Bears have won 3 straight.
They played hard and made plays. I mean, Richard Dent, that's as good a performance as defensive. I don't know what he had, 2.5 sacks, an interception. I mean, the guy came to play.
4 of the last 5 #1 draft picks were at the Hoosier Dome, and this man wasn't one of them. Neither was Jack Trudeau, and here he is demonstrating why. Trudeau was picked off 3 times, and with Emmitt Smith back, turning the ball over to the Cowboys can be fatal. This great cutback run made it 14-0. Things got worse for the Colts. Watch 90, Steve Entman, their #1 pick last year, blow out his knee on this play. He tore 3 ligaments, and he's out for the year. For a while, this neck injury to Chris Good looked even more serious, but thankfully turned out to be only a sprain. With Jeff George already hurt, the Colts looked to the former Packer Don Majkowski for some late inspiration at quarterback. He couldn't come up with any. The Cowboys won their 3rd in a row comfortably. That's Jimmy Johnson's happy face, by the way. There's not much to do up in Wisconsin in the winter, except watch football, of course, and after a miserable start to the season, Green Bay finally began to play some. Edgar Bennett's touchdown kicking off a 30-point first half for the Pack.
Barb over the top, Jackie Harris will tie in. He's got some running room to the 20. Jackie Harris will take it all the way. Touchdown, Green Bay.
It was 30-7 and Green Bay were cruising until 3 Brett Favre interceptions let Denver back in. But just as John Elway looked like pulling off another last-minute comeback, Reggie White stepped up. He's been the big disappointment of free agency so far, but with less than 2 minutes left, he got to Elway twice for sacks on consecutive plays, and that was effectively the end of the game. A big win for the Packers and for Reggie. You didn't need to be psychic to tell whether Joe was going to start for the Chiefs. The headgear gave it away. And although Dave Craig threw a touchdown pass to Tim Barnett, and Marcus Allen ran in for another, Kansas City trailed to 5 Cincinnati field goals. In the end, it took a late one of their own from Nick Lowry to save them from their 2nd defeat without Montana. Quarterbacks were being juggled elsewhere around the league. San Diego dropped Stan Humphries for John Freese. Kevin Green and the Pittsburgh D still held them to a field goal. Jim McMahon and Sean Salisbury combined for an ugly Vikings win over the Bucs. And the Patriots finally got their first win at Phoenix, despite losing Drew Bledsoe with a sprained knee. Houston and Buffalo play later tonight, and 6 teams had a bye week. Well, starting quarterbacks being pulled left, right and centre there, and some very serious injuries, Bob. It seems that people have been going down like flies this weekend.
I think one of the most significant that really draws attention to me, and one of the big problems in the NFL, is to Steve Entman in Indianapolis. High-round draft choice, paid a tremendous amount of money, a big investment on the owner's side, but why do they insist on playing on AstroTurf? I mean, I don't understand this. If you see the clip of this injury, he doesn't even, nobody lands on him. His foot gets planted, it just rolls over, and he blows out 3 ligaments in his knee. Hey, put in natural grass, get rid of the AstroTurf. If you can put a man on the moon, and I can grow green stuff in my fridge, then you can go grass indoors.
Hear, hear. Now, as you know, we pick only the plumpest, juiciest games to bring you every week, and to prove it, here's a quick look at what we could have been showing you instead these past 6 weeks.
Here's the snap, ball down.
And the kick is long enough.
Far enough.
And the kick is good. Good.
Good.
Morton Anderson's kick is good.
Eddie Murray is 3 for 3.
And making 4 for 4.
5 out of 5. 6 times 3 is 18.
9 straight kicks.
25. in a row.
It's up and it is good. 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 It's up.
Well, I don't know about good, but they're definitely up. After 5 weeks of the season, field goals accounted for nearly 50% of all scoring, and 6 games have been won by teams' kickers alone. That's one more than the whole of last year.
We've been trying to figure out what's gone wrong. The defenses obviously are playing much better. The offenses aren't playing as good as they'd like to be. Maybe the coaches are too conservative.
I think we're going through a little kicker fad right now, and I think it's good for America, to be honest with you.
Not everyone's quite so pleased, though, at the sudden ascendance of players who spend most of the game as spectators.
Overpaid little that don't do but play golf and tennis all summer long.
Well, Greg, I'm afraid you're going to have to get used to it, because kickers have already been awarded their country's highest honour, a McDonald's commercial.
First one that misses. I know. Watches the winner eat. 50-yarder, split the uprights.
OK.
Barefoot, helmet on backwards, split the uprights. Out of the cup holder, off the scoreboard, and back through. Through the tunnel, hook it, off the stone guy, split the uprights. Off the freeway, through the tunnel, off the scoreboard.
Well, they're not that good, but they are pretty good this season. Accuracy is up to 80%. Bob, having sweated and toiled all these years in the NFL, to see some little guy come in and kick a field goal must gladden your heart.
Well, one thing that does bother me is the fact that they're getting TV commercials now, and that bothers me. The other guys we worked very hard to get these commercials, and now these little guys are getting them. I'm not real happy about that. But, you know, myself, any other player, Greg Lloyd, Steelers, 5 seconds left in the game, you're down by a point, and one of these so-called little guys comes in and is about to win the game for you. I'm sure your perception of them and their abilities are a little bit different than they are sitting in a locker room after you've been sweating at practice and during the course of a game.
OK, nice to know there's a place in the league for people my size. Right, next week, the NFL's lone unbeaten team, the Saints, defend their record on the road at Pittsburgh, and there's a rematch of last season's NFC Championship game between the 49ers and the Cowboys. Join us then.
American football. 987. Sponsored by Budweiser.